Hey, we're back with another episode of What's Tea with Tyra. So today's episode is called We Need God and Community. And so we're in Exodus chapter 17, verses 11 through 13, and they read, As long as Moses held up his hands, the Israelites were winning. But whenever he lowered his hands, the Amalekites were winning. When Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side, one on the other, so that his hands remained steady till sunset. So Joshua overcame the Amalekite army with the sword. Okay, so what's tea? Exactly what this is called today. We need God and community. So in this example in Exodus, we see that Moses understood that he had favor with the Lord as long as his hands were raised. So boom, he got God. God has given him favor. But he also needed community because his hands grew weary. He got tired. And so Aaron and Hur, we're going to go with Hur. It's spelled H-U-R. We're going to say Hur. We're going to roll with that. Both of them held his hands up for him so that they could overcome the army, so that Joshua would continue to win, because they understood that as long as Moses had his hands raised, they would have favor and they would beat the Amalekites. And so how we apply this to our lives, we can't move on our own. We live in a society where everybody wants to be independent. I talked about this on a couple of videos ago on how the enemy has perverted everything. Like, God called us to be disciples, to, be in discipleship, to be in community, work with others. We cannot do things on our own. And so this is just a clear explanation or example of how both God and community came together for them to beat the Amalekite army. If Moses wanted to be prideful, if Moses wanted to have, the INDEP, that whole little attitude, because I'm going to say it, I'm going to raise my hand. I was definitely the independent woman. I don't need nobody. I'm good on my own, yada, yada, with the woo. But no, that is not who God is calling us to be. If Moses had that attitude, they would have lost. So they would have lost the army because Moses decided to be prideful. And Moses understood and recognized, and his community recognized, come on, destiny helpers. God places destiny helpers in our lives to help us when we need it. And so Moses needed Aaron and Hur to help him, to hold his hands up. So again, this is just a clear example of how we need both God and community. We cannot do things on our own. No matter what we think we can do, we cannot go far on our own. I think Darius Daniels, yes, he says a saying that goes along the lines of, you don't go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. And that's what's tea for today. So as always, be grateful, thankful, humble, and blessed. And I will see y'all next time.